Hi, I'm developmental therapist Lauren Smith with Achieva's Early Intervention. Welcome to Ask Lauren. Today I'm going to be answering the question of how to help your infants be able to roll over. So my son Julian, who's 3 months, is going to help me demonstrate. Between 2 and 4 months, kids are typically rolling from their stomach to their back, and by 4 months, their back to their belly. Something that I would say in terms of readiness, if your child is on their stomach and able to lift their head up, and also possibly start trying to reach towards toys when they're on their tummy. Whoa! He rolled right over on his own. That's a sign of readiness as well. So I would say starting out, if you're fortunate to have something like this that has arches over top, I would take all your hanging toys off except one. That way your child is able to focus on one thing versus there being so many things and getting distracted. These mats can be pretty busy to begin with, so sometimes, usually if you have all the toys on, it's overstimulating because a lot of times they make noise as well. So what I would say is have one toy hanging and have your child a distance away. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it and meet him where his eyes are looking. And then I'm going to slowly start moving it over because I'm wanting him to start to try to reach to grab it and move this hand over and see he's going to go on his own. But if he didn't, you can always take your hand on the outside thigh and help him roll over. If you don't have something that has arches on it, you can do the same thing with a toy. But again, you're going to want to make sure that you meet the child where their eyes are staring and slowly start moving the object to the side. If you lose their eye contact, I would bring the toy back to where they're looking and keep trying to help them start to look to the side. And then as you're doing that, kind of turn them over so I can show you again. Boop, boop, boop. There we go, Baba. So see, I'm going to hold this up here. Whoa, and as he starts to look, I'm sorry, can you see? Huh. And I'm helping him with his outside leg to roll over. Good job. And then I'm going to put the toy where it could be within his reach, just so he learns that he can get closer to things when he rolls over. When going from belly to back, what I typically suggest is having like a really colorful toy in front. It would be great if you got down on the floor and let your child be face to face with you just to give them something to look at. And of course, what's better to look at than you? Or like a really colorful book you can prop up as well. Something that I will say is always try to think in terms of yourself, like what would make it easier or harder to be able to roll over. So kids starting out, typically when they're trying to push themselves up, their hands are wide out here. So imagine yourself trying to do a push-up and then roll over with your arms way wide out here. It would be so hard to do. So what you want to do is help your kids bring their arms in, almost like a plank. You want the forearms under them, and then you can help guide them by tucking their shoulder in to help them roll. So I'm going to show you with Julian. So I'm going to help bring his elbows in like this. And if he'll stay like that, if your kids will stay like that, you can always help them push one knee up so they can push off this leg as well to roll over. He's not one to roll over. So this is what I would do. I would do this and then help him roll. You can tuck this shoulder. Ooh. Good job. Yay. Another thing you can try with your child rolling from back to belly is having just a blanket on the floor or taking the arches off of your play mat. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to have like comfortable objects, something that they really like to look at, meet their eye gaze, start to slowly, he kind of did it on his own. But what you can do is slowly start to lift the side of your mat to help give them a little bit of leverage to roll over. If your child is not rolling over by 6 months, I would definitely talk to your pediatrician about giving the Alliance a call. We have wonderful developmental and physical therapists that can help give your family suggestions of positioning and strengthening techniques to help them meet this skill, because they're going to need this skill to be able to do the next skills such as crawling, pulling the stand, walking, and things like that. So if you have a concern about your child, you can call the Alliance at 412-885-6000. They have an evaluation team that will come out. Right now they're doing Zoom evaluations. And if they determine that your child is eligible for services, they will hook you up with the best services. So thank you so much for tuning in. Drop your questions and comments below. Thank you.